Hello, morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this from. This is the Muru-Pos version 3.6.9. This is the much more advanced version of the system. So I'm gonna walk you through it. This is the admin account I'm using, so that you can be able to see. With the admin, you're able to view more access compared to just an cashier account. So the system you can be able to give accounts to different individuals. So for example, a cashier will just be able to access this section for sales peke yake, but an admin can access everything. Yeah. So the main section of the POS is usually the product sections, which is the inventory, making sales, and being able to track expenses. So that's the section I'm going to show you right now. But what at a glance, once you open the system, it usually shows you the sales that you've made on a particular day or that day, and then it shows you items that are out of stock. And then now it supports bulk SMS. Bulk SMS means you can integrate with your any existing bulk SMS platform to the system. Right now you can see I have 198 SMSs left. And then it will show you analysis of how you're performing, what are the top selling products on that particular month. And then it gives you a graph of how your sales looks like. So let's go directly to it. So we'll start with the product section of the inventory. So inventory just shows you how your products looks like. Right now I've customized this platform to look like more of households. So you can customize anything, hardware. If you're selling, for example, computers, you can set in any way, since as long as there's anything involving stock, you can easily track it here. So for example, it has images for ease product viewing. For example, if you have more than 3 products having almost similar names, you can use an image to differentiate the images, to differentiate the product. So on a product, you usually have the product image, the name, and the SKU automatically set, the category, the cost, which is the buying price, and the selling price, which is 95 for example here, and then the profit, and then shows you how much you have sold, how many units have been sold, and how many units left in stock. So it has what is called a stock history here under the section stock history. It shows you how the product is performing. So for example, the reason as why we have the current stock at 3 is because there were 5 restocked, but 2 have already been sold. So it will show you 3 are what currently is in stock. Very simple, very easy to track. Then we have below, up the bottom side, to show you the stock analysis in terms of buying price and selling price, what is your estimated profit, and this versus as well your sales analysis based on the sales you have all done here, because it's able to use the sold units, how much have you made in profit. Then we have what is called the purchases section. Purchases section it simply indicates for you all your purchases. So I'll just do a purchase so that I can show you. Purchases simply means you're restocking. So usually restock via this section called suppliers. Here you can add a supplier, by the way. You can provide a feed in a supplier, and then you can use that supplier to restock your items. For example, let's do one restocking. So once you're here, you click add supply to add a supply. For example, I'm gonna add it today, and then say I'm adding the supplier via bank, and then I'm gonna restock maybe existing items, or some maybe even as well new items that are not in stock. So to restock an existing item, you just need to type part of that item, and it will show you all the items that exist. For example, if it's this toy bike, I'm gonna select it, and it will show me all the buying price and the selling price, because it already exists. So it already has all those information. But in case maybe the pricings are different, I can update from here automatically. So let's add 2, we're restocking 2. And then in case you have anything else that is new on the system and you want to restock, it's very easy. So let's say I want to restock, say, a particular type of glass. So let me just go here. Let's say glasses. I'm trying to get an image online. So you can easily look for, let's say, a wine glass, so that you can see how easy it is to restock. Let's use this one. So I can use this image, save it, and then this is from Google, kindly. I can go back and then click add purchase, and you can say I have now this wine glass that I want to restock to the system. Wine glass, let's say this is gonna be under households as well. Let's say I'm buying them at 500 shillings but selling them maybe at 700, so it will show me my profit as 200. Let's say I have 10 of them, and then I can select the photo, because I've already downloaded the photo. I can select it from there and then upload it automatically, and then add it to the basket. Now, as of now, I have my stock of 25,000. Now the section as well is able to track for you how much you're going to be paying the supplier, but in case you don't have the full amount, you can indicate you only pay the supplier first, maybe 15,000. So it's the reason as to why we do this so that you can be able to track your suppliers, how you are paying them, which supplier you have a debt with, or which supplier you completed that particular stock in terms of maybe paying. So I'm going to click approve stock, and the particular stock will be approved, and then it will show me here I have a debt for this supplier, so this particular based on that particular purchase. But if I move to my products, you'll see I have now a new thing that has been added, that is the wine glasses. And then for the bike, they are being added. As you can see now, the stocks are 3. So if I click on the stock history, I can see I've restocked 2 here. That's why they are 3. So initially they are 1. As well for the wine glass, which is at the top, if I click on the action, I can see, because nothing has been sold on it, I can just see a restock of 10. Now that's making your work very easy. Now let's go now to the sales. How do we now make a sale? So for you to make a sale, you just need to click new sale, and then from here provide the customer name. Let's say for example Francis, and then from there you can provide Francis' phone number. The reason why providing phone number now is so that you can easily track the customer's details, and then you can even be able to send an automated SMS to the customer. From here you can now add the items that Francis is purchasing. Now here's where the beauty comes in. The system can have even more than 5,000 products, but instead of you going one by one, you can just come here and just type in wine, and it will just give you the item that you're looking for. Even let's just type glass. As you can see, it knows. So if there were any other type of glass, it will just show you, and when you click on it, it will show you that particular image so that you can easily tell what you're buying, and then now I can indicate the number of units that I want to maybe purchase. If I write 20 for example, I only have 10 in the system, so it gives me what is called very good inventory tracking. So let's say I want to purchase maybe all of them 10, and then I can give this customer maybe a discount, maybe let's say 1,000, because maybe he has purchased in bulk. And then I can add it there. As you can see, I've added one item, and then I can add any other item. Let's say for example, maybe the customer wants to purchase a bike. There we go. I can say the customer has purchased only one, and then add to cart. So once I've done that, the customer now needs to pay 21,000 shillings. So for purposes of these are the two main options. If you want to send an ticket to the client to pay this, it's okay, but sometimes the client will tell you I have cash and maybe I want to pay this other amount with bank. So how do you collect those payments? So from this section you can click the collect payment, indicate the amount we paid on cash. Let's say maybe you can paid 17,000 on cash, you indicate it there and click save, and then you can indicate the other means of payment. So I can come again here, indicate now the balance sheet is just 4,000, indicating the client paid with M-Pesa 4,000, and you can see now I've been able to fully track the payment for that particular purchase. Now, are you delivering this item to the client? In case you want to track delivery fees, you can indicate there, yes, and how much are you spending in terms of delivering. Let's say maybe I'm just delivering using 1,000, and then once I'm done, I can submit that sale, and now that sale will be marked as completed here as Francis, as you can see. And then I can print receipts. If I want to print receipts for purposes maybe of sharing this information to the client, I can print it there. I can see the items that the client purchased with the respective units, and you'll have the respective names of your store at the top with your logo there, and then an automatically SMS based alert will be sent to the client. Now that's how you make a sale. Very easy, and it will always be showing you how you're performing in terms of the sales here. As you can see now, the sales have moved to 50,000. So case an item has gone out of stock, it will automatically now show you, because remember we only restocked 10 units of wine glasses. Now it's the same telling me, hey, kindly note the wine glasses have gone out of stock. So let's go and see how does it look like. Once I open it, you're gonna see out of stock, because it's telling me the wine glasses now are out of sale. So if I try to open and see stock history, I'll now understand why it's out of stock, because there was a restock of 10 and 10 have been sold. I can easily view that particular sale of what was being sold. So that's how it makes things easy. And kindly note, you cannot make a sale of an out of stock item. Let me just show you that. Let's say for example James, I can, for the phone number it's not mandatory, you can just leave it, and then maybe try to sell those wine glasses again. Say wine. If I like to select it, you can see it will tell me unable to record the item because there is no stock left. So you'll never have things to do with the negatives here for purposes of tracking. Something else, the same helps you to track your expenses, day-to-day expenses. But before I move to that, let me just show you now what the purchases looks like. As you can see, you can now be able to track all the purchases. Just shows you what you purchased on that particular stock. And once maybe you have paid the supplier, you can click on that debt section and indicate you have paid maybe the supplier the balance, and you can easily submit from there for purposes of tracking. As you can see now, I don't have any debt, and you can track all sales supplies based on a particular date. You can even have 2 dates and automatically filter, and you can be able to track the particular sales, the particular purchases made on a particular dates. Something else is now on the expenses. System allows you to track your own day-to-day expenses. So you might have expenses that you may need to track on the system. This POS gives you that exactly. So if you click on expenses, it will show you how you can be able to track expenses. You can have the categories. You can see right now I've already added some categories for you there. So for example, there's an errand that happened today. How do you add that expense? Just click new expense on this option and indicate what type of expense is it. Errand, indicate maybe it was from yesterday, maybe from today, and then maybe today it was maybe 500 shillings. Maybe it was maybe just a delivery. You just type it in delivery, and then just record the expense, and it will be recorded as such. In case there's another errand again and it's another expense, you just need to click new purchase and then indicate errands, and then indicate the date, maybe today, and then indicate the amount. Maybe this one maybe is gonna be maybe 1500, maybe something was sent, maybe package sent to Kisumu, for example. So as you can see now, those are 2 errands. Instead of just clouding this screen with a lot of errands, you can just have only 1 errand, which automatically, if you click on it, expounds for you what the errand is all about, making your work very easy. In case you have any other error, maybe any other type of expenses, let's say for example rent, let's say you usually pay your rent maybe end month, let's say for example 31st of August, you can easily save it there, and maybe your rent maybe is 40,000, maybe for the shop, maybe shop rent. Automatically it will make your work very easy. As you can see, I have my stop rent there indicated there, but you will not see it here because this is showing you expenses for today. So if I want to see that expenses, I'll just indicate from August all the way to maybe to 31st how my expenses looking like. It will show me now 2 things. One is the errands, the other one is the rent, making your work very easy. Now the main part or the last part is now the reports analysis. This now shows you how you're performing, and it will give you a very good look, very well designed, very well indicated. So for example, today you have made a sale of 50,000 of sale, but the cost of goods sold is 39,000. So your gross profit is 11,000. That's what you're taking home. Now debt on sale simply means there are sales that you may sell on debt. Let me show you how it works. So let me to explain it in Swahili. There are sales that you can unaweza uza na deni. So for example, let's proceed with this sale that I was doing. Tuseme kama huyu James, tuseme amekuja akapatiwa, let's say air fryer. Let's say the air fryer goes for 9,500, right? And then huyu jamaa kumaliza, maybe akulipa deni yote. So unaweza kuja sema collecting payment, he paid by M-Pesa but only paid maybe 7,000. So you see from that 7,000, from the initial total amount of the air fryer, hajalipa pesa yote. So if I submit this sale, you will see here itamwambia bado akona deni, and it will even send him an SMS telling him thank you for purchasing, but just know you have a balance. So when I open the reports, it will show me all the sales that have a debt. As you can see, the 25. But in case the customer later on comes and pays, you can just clear the debt automatically from this screen. You just click on that green debt and indicate the customer maybe came today or maybe made a payment via M-Pesa and cleared the debt, and you can just indicate it was fully paid, and the system will clear that debt automatically and send the customer alert. And now when I open the reports, I'll no longer see that debt, as you can see. So let's go back on the report. So this is the sales. Today's sales are 59,500. This is because I've now made another sale. The cost of goods sold is 46,000. The gross profit is 13,500. But in case I have any other expenses, it will deduct because I want to have the net profit. So if I have expenses today, I have expenses of 2,000. So it will show me the expense that I have here. So today I only have an expense of 2,000, which is already here, which was 2 deliveries done or two errands. So that's what you can see. It's telling me expenses have 2,000, so it will deduct and give me the net, which is 11,500. So for the discount on deliveries, it shows me how much I spent on deliveries, as you can see, and then the discounts that I have offered all along. And then it will give me a breakdown of how am I receiving the payments on both M-Pesa, Cash Bank, on Chamaz. Chamaz I'll elaborate later on a different video. For the stock analysis, it's just analyzing my stock based on how everything's looking like in terms of the selling price, buying price, and the estimated profit. The purchases below here just showing me what I purchased from the other section that I showed you, which is just this section for purchases. How much have I purchased so far? So it just gives me analysis of what I've purchased so far. So this report is very important in that you can be able to give yourself, you can be able to have a look how you're performing an entire month. Let's say, for example, from 1st July all the way to current date. Let's say, for example, today is on 9th, I believe. You can click apply to view how you're performing. As you can see, gives you a very good looking interface. Now, up to that, I don't think there's anything else that you might maybe want to see, but there's something else that is coming, which is website integrations. Something really nice that we're trying to come up with. So this simply shows you it can integrate with your existing site and can show you the orders. So this is something that is actually coming up, but up to there, I believe I've really walked you through the main platform. So they have as well a debt sections. Debt section usually shows you sales that have been made on debts, and they can usually be displayed from this section. Otherwise, up to that point, thank you for watching. In case you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.